Okay, so I'm on my way to the store. I'm working on a Trippi Series, talking about Morgellons and electromites and electromagnetic nanomites. So I started renaming things, if you haven't noticed by now, electromites and electromagnetic nanomites. I don't know about renaming, just naming them in the first place I think is more or less what I'm doing, because they're not talked about, they're not mentioned. No one wants to admit to it. And so I figured I'd save myself a few $100s by going to the store and bringing the camera in and walking around. I threw the camera on a little early because they are chemtrailing right now, so it'll be interesting to, I'm actually going to be right under a couple of these chemtrails, so I might even pull over up here somewhere at the store or something and take a look at a couple of these for a minute. So I want to go and show you some more of the ingredients, talk a little bit about things. So when we hit the store, I'll be referring to electromagnetic nanomites as M&Ms. I'm trying to put pretty names on things and pretty, variations of these letters that I'm using. Let's see, some interesting things going on over there. Yeah, there's a chemtrail right there, a nice one I could probably get in on. I don't have a telescopic lens or anything with me, but that's okay. Let me turn around over here, see if we can get in on it. Yeah, should be alright. So that bunch right there, I can't see it in the camera, but it looks like I'm aimed up there. This is Rick calling in. Rick, I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you, Rick. I'm pretty sure it's you. It's a private number. It's either you or a salesman. I'm just so fucking busy with trying to put this Morgellons thing together. And if I stay on the phone for 5 or 6 hours and get distracted from what I'm doing, and then plus I got to work on the car today and a bunch of other shit. So I'll let you know. Maybe tomorrow or tomorrow night or something like that. I'll have a couple hours to shoot the shit. Because I'll be almost done with the Morgellon part of the series. And I'm not even going to call it Morgellons anymore. So even Morgellons, just know that what I'll be talking about is the same thing. Electromagnetic nanomites, M&Ms. Alright, so that's that chemtrail right there. Hopefully I got in on it. It looks like I did. But I mean, they're trailing all over the place anyway. So the imagery's already there is my point. And we can look in on the trails when I get back to the house another time or something. At least it'll be on this video as part of a research vid. Alright, back to Morgellons. So I'm going to go hit the store and show you guys all the different ingredients that are going to be needed to start killing these things off. The electromagnetic end of things I showed you yesterday, I did a video on it yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. Uploading one video at a time sure is better because it uploads in like 7-8 hours rather than trying to do 4 or 5 at a time where it takes 48 hours. So everybody's got these fucking mites, right? Everybody's got them. There's certain ones that they'll admit to. Some of them they'll even claim that are good for you because they're like, the cannibal mites, for example. And the cannibal mites are not triangular shape either. There's a few of them that are not triangular shape, and they're on the regular biomite level. I don't even consider them electromites. They're biomites. And when they start getting more electrical and doing their thing, there's a lot of different ways that they can be put into the system, put into our bodies. I want to talk about that. Over the years, for a long time, they keep being misconstrued, and nobody wants to admit to having them. I wanted to get some samples because what I'm doing is I'm making up some fake liver stones out of clay, so I can show you what they look like, and we can talk about them because I want to show you how easy it is. If I was the mad scientist running all this, how I could easily do this to all of you. what's being done with the mites. And it's been this way forever. It's just that we're on a higher frequency right now. So certain people are being opened up. Their cells are being opened up on these higher frequencies that we're using. That's one way. And then there's another way to open them up on a bio level, which I'll talk about, like opening your liver, even if it's by accident. Like, for example, if you're going for like a month or two, I guess I'm not doing the speed limit. If you're going for like a month or two long, just eating apples, like around the fall, you're eating a lot of apples, you go over to people's houses, they got hot apple cider, you're drinking a lot of apple things and things like this. And what that's doing is these acidics, the acidics from the apple in particular, because you can change that up and make it even stronger by making it an apple cider vinegar. And what also happens around that same time of year when you're eating all those apples is people are making apple cider vinegar sauces and apple cider vinegars for the salads and all these things. So you're not even realizing it, but what you're doing is you're doing the first process of a liver cleanse by doing such. Okay, what you're doing is you're getting the mucus that's in your liver, and you're allowing all of the mucus that's around your liver stones, because everybody has these liver stones, and then they eventually push into your gallbladder. But anyways, while they're in your liver, you're going through this 1 to 2 month process of apples, apple cider vinegars, apple sauce, apple pie, apple crumb cake, apple this, and they're all organic, fresh apples. The kids picked apples. You don't want to waste them, so you make sure you eat them all. Apples. Okay, so now you just accidentally mucusized. See how I make up my own terminology? I love it. I love listening to my own videos back. Okay, so you mucusized all your liver stones. So now they're ready to push out whenever you are. As soon as you want to add the next ingredient, those liver stones are going to push out for you. How many they push out is going to depend on how much oil you put in them, in the liver. So let's say you go and eat a big greasy fucking meal right after that, your celebration for all those apples over the last 2 months. Now you're going to go and celebrate, and your husband's going to take you out for fish and chips. And it's a healthy fish and chips place. So let's say they're cooking their stuff in extra virgin olive oil rather than grease, But either way, it still works anyways. Even if it's a canola oil or a whatever kind of oil it is, it's still going to do the same thing. But extra virgin olive oil is the safest way if you're doing a purposeful liver cleanse, So I'll let this lady cross the street. You go ahead, honey. I wanted to look at this other girl anyway. So yeah, so people accidentally do that, and they end up cleaning out their livers. Now if that's not going to release a lot of liver stones, but it's going to plop out a few. And then if you're like, let's say you can see them, and that's why I think it's important for people to see what they look like, because people do accidentally pass them. They'll just accidentally pass them. They just think it's a weird looking turd and unusual and things like that, and they don't really think much about it. I've got experience with this in my past because I don't want to mention names, but I had someone I used to take care of that used to, he was on a lot of medications, let's just put it that way. So, you gonna go, honey? Okay, you guys go ahead. So he was on a lot of medications. So whenever he took a shit, he always was passing these stones. I didn't know what they were at the time. Boy, a lot of people are crossing. So I didn't know what they were, at the time, but all these years later, doing liver cleanse and finally figuring out what this was going on, I'm like, holy fuck, he was always passing these liver stones. Well, that's because the family had a habit of feeding him a lot of applesauce, all different kinds of applesauces. He loved the applesauce because they gave him his medicine with it, and he was on a lot of medications, man. I mean, like 27 fucking pills a day. So you might imagine his poor mother having to feed him all this fucking poison from the doctors, supposedly keeping him alive, but I have my doubts about that too. Anyways, So they were accidentally cleaning his liver out from these toxins that he was taking in as medicines. So some of those minerals and chemicals and heavy metals, for that matter, were doing their thing. I'm just driving around because there's chemtrails around and stuff. So before I run in, I'll go around in the circle a couple times. A lot of people in the fucking parking lot. Okay, lady, I know you want to go dive by me, but I was trying to let this old lady go without splashing her. Okay, come on, Tub. Come on, Tub. Holy cannoli. That's a big chunk of change. So that's it. I'm going to put this on pause, and then I'm going to run into the store. Try to run through. It looks fucking busy for doing what I want to do, but I'm going to try it. See what I'm at for minutes. Maybe I'll even start this camera over again when I get in there. This fucking car, man. Yeah, so I was just talking yesterday about counting these trails and shit, and it's funny because right now, like I always say, you can come out here with anybody. I can pull up anybody off the street right here and show up at the we'll point up at the chemtrails. We'll count. Right now there's a lot of them. I mean, there's 15 to 20, let's say, in each direction. It looks like I could easily count up. So if you're standing there with somebody and you do that and you still have some blue sky areas, that's great, because then you can watch them dissipate, and then the next chain of them will come along. And once they get the skies like this, look at all the fucking imagery in there too. It's unbelievable, man. Nobody sees it. Nobody fucking pays attention. It's fucking incredible. Yeah, you can easily count them. You can count them all up. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if it's going to be worth trying to do this in the store that's packed. Because it's fucking packed. Fuck. There, I want to get around there. This is a fucking mob scene. How many minutes am I at? 13 minutes. There's chemtrail right there if I wait for it to open up. If I can stay parked here for a few minutes. Let's see. There somewhere. Even calling them chemtrails, I don't like calling them fucking chemtrails. I was on the habit of calling them heavy metal aerosol sprays for a while. And then I somehow got back onto calling them chemtrails. That is a government psyop word, Shouldn't be using it. Even heavy metal aerosol sprays is a psyop wording. We need to think of our own wording for everything. Our own terminology. Yeah, that'll be good. Yep. Perfect. I wish I'd had the wide angle lens too. In fact, let me take this off for a minute. I wanted to say too, the magnets alone work and are helpful. You don't need to have the pulsar on all the time, sending pulse waves all the time. Because even at night when you fall asleep with it on, it shuts off automatically. You're only supposed to do it so much in one area at a time. And I'll also mention, so I wanted to mention that the magnets alone are helpful. You are killing them just by having them wristbands on, So, but you're going to get more out of it if you send the pulse waves directly through your body like that. It'll get things flowing faster and killing them faster. And also the different levels and the different pulses. Pay attention to your body because, again, these are not things that you can visually see. You're going to have to go by the way they feel. So you might be on one pulse wave and you might feel a lot more pinching than if you were not on that pulse wave. And then you go to another pulse wave and it'll feel a little bit different. You're gonna have to go by your own the way you feel. Now, with that said, you're not supposed to feel the pinching when any of these things are deep in your body. And it seems to me that the deeper in your body they go, that's definitely true. Your reactions to them and the way you feel will be different. It won't be a pinching and a plucking and a pulling feeling. You're not going to get that by the ones that are deep in your colons and in your intestines and, that I'm telling you that are going to be popping out of your liver. That's not going to be that way with those. It's going to be a different feeling. You're going to be looking for other signs that it's working, that the electromagnetic pulse waves are working. Where'd that other one go? Okay, so there's another one right here. If I can turn up to it, I don't know. Probably not. Without pulling my fucking thing off. Let's get that one too. And then I'll shut it down and try to restart when I get in the store. If I'm even going to go in there, because it's a fucking mob scene, I don't know. Yeah, so just using the magnets, so the little magnetic bracelets that they sell for arthritis and stuff like that, I don't feel that those are strong enough. That's why I'm not recommending them. Although they look nicer and everything, they just don't appear to be strong enough. I actually spent a little bit of time last night making some nicer jewelry out of some of these things so I can show others. Like you could take a piece of copper wire, wrap it around your arm a little farther up than you normally want it to ride, fasten it on both ends, make it look cool looking, and you just made yourself a cool magnetic bracelet by attaching a magnet to one end of it, and it covered your whole forearm, shit like that. Shoes, you can take a piece of copper wire and let's say you're wearing some high heel shoes to a fancy party or something like that. Not for the men, of course. Well, maybe some of you. But for women, it's a great idea because if you just have your husband or whatever fasten one side of the copper wire and then twirl the copper wire up around your leg, throw a magnet under your foot, wherever, to magnetize that area, and you're all set. It'll look cool and it'll look nice and everything. And they're reusable. You simply just unwind it, roll it up, throw it in a jewelry box, and you got some copper wire. And if you can, conveniently and very cleverly add some magnet magnets to that somehow, then that's even better. Like, I've got some ideas on that too, you know, but they look too much like magnets. So, you know, in order to hide them, there's ways. Or they look too kitcheny, you know, they don't look like jewelry. Like, they sell those refrigerator magnets, and some of them are pretty strong, because that's another thing, feel for the stronger ones and everything like that. So and then of course you're going to expand the magnetic power anyway by using the wire, so you're going to extend it. Okay, is that all done? Yep, that one's dissipated too now. We can pull all the imagery out of that later. Digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the cloud level. Meow, meow, meow. There's a nice snowbank all full of carbons from the cars and dirt from the everything and stuff like that. I can pull all the imagery out of that real easy too. I got schmidge all over my fucking windshield though, unfortunately, but that's alright. Alright, let's go try this, I guess. Let me shut this down. I'll start it back up when I get in there.